Friday night. That does not sound as good as Friday night, does it? It's like normally I'm in a position of going Friday, but this was anyway. 10:26 p.m. in the East, streaming live on Pride48.com. It's time for the mix. My name is Daniel Brewer. I do not do this show alone. I do it with my best friend in the entire universe, Mr. Adam Burns. Hello, Adam. How are you?
If we wanted to get really fancy, I hate to start the show talking about this, but if we wanted to get really fancy,
yeah,
I could buy you a stream bridge and you could actually stream your camera feed to my video switcher.
Yeah.
And then it would be crystal clear HD video from you as well.
You are under the highly misapprehension. What am I trying to say? You are so wrong. I am using a cheap ass 720p Logitech webcam. I don't actually have any of the 4K cameras that I'm using here for this.
Oh. Well, then I guess I'd have to buy you a camera. You have a camera for your podcast.
For my other podcast, which is on WDW Aristocrats, youtube.com/WDW Aristocrats, WDW Aristocrats.
In fact, I bought a second Canon camera just to have a second angle.
Oh,
one late night I do this late night shopping thing where I'm laying in bed at midnight. I'm like, I need another Canon camera. What have I done in my life without another Canon?
Exactly.
And it's so easy to go to Amazon and just click buy now. And they've already got my address and my credit card details and all that stuff.
And you're like, you know what? If I don't like it, I'll just send it back. They're really good at taking returns. And then you never remember to send it back. You know what, Adam? I'm doing excellent. Thank you for asking.
I thought you were going to forget.
I've had quite a good week. Have you had a good week?
Yeah. I miss Mark. It's so lonely here without him. But my week has been fine. We normally record on Friday night. We're recording on Saturday night tonight because I had a concert to go to last night. I went to the Trixie and Katya live concert, which I will talk about in a little bit. But the point that I was going to make, I've totally forgotten what the point is that I was going to make. We normally record on Friday nights, but we're doing Saturday night here this week. I felt like I was going to make a point, and now it's completely just evaporated from my brain. So I don't know what the point was that I was trying to make. Well, you got me. I don't know either.
I think on our last podcast, I had talked about the fact that I had to go and do treatment for 2 weeks with an infusion pump. That is now over. Hallelujah. I no longer have an infusion pump that I have to carry around with me and whatnot. And that means, Adam, that I am now ready to resume my running updates, which I know a lot of people love to tune into this show just solely to hear, the progress of my fat ass training to run a 10K in April. As you remember, before I had to go through my treatment, that I had just made it to 2 minutes on my intervals. I could run for 2 minutes.
I have a calendar right here that I write it on. Yeah, so I knew that. Now, a question, 2 minutes. Well, one question though, since I've already interrupted you, you just literally got off your deathbed on the 28th of February or something like that. So you're saying we're currently at March 4th.
Yes.
So you're saying you have already started running again?
Yes,
wow.
I did. So the line was taken out Tuesday morning. As you remember, my run days are Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I did not run on Tuesday, but on Thursday, so before my treatment, I was in my intervals, I was at 2 minutes running, a minute 30 walking. I knew that after taking 2 weeks off, I would not be able to do that on my first day back. So I lowered that down and I just did a minute 30 running and a minute 30 walking, 6 cycles of those on Thursday. And I was able to do that in the 86 degree Florida heat. So I'm well on my way to going back in shape for the 10K in April. So that is there you go. That's the running update. I will be running tomorrow, but here's the thing, Adam, I have to go to church tomorrow.
What?
So
why?
Yeah, I have to go to church tomorrow.
Why do you have to go to church? You don't go to church.
My nephew asked me to come to his church tomorrow.
Are they going to lay hands on you?
No, I don't know, something about buying some cheeses or something like that. I wasn't really sure. No, his church has been streaming on the internet their service every Sunday for, since the pandemic began. And they're just now realizing they still have a lot of people that like to watch it on the stream.
Right.
Every Sunday. But the way that the choir is mic'd, the choir is only coming through the, whatever the lavalier mic is that's sitting up on the podium. That's how the people on the stream are hearing the organ music and the choir. And so he was like, we need to mic the organ in the choir area, but we don't know what to buy, what kind of software. So I was like, you know what, here, I'll come down, I'll bring a shotgun mic and a, condenser mic, and we'll, my little multi-track recorder, and we can check with headphones and see which one's going to sound better, whatever. And, we'll see. So the choir is rehearsing tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. So I have to go down and record the choir tomorrow, 9:30. So.
Oh, so you're not going to an actual church service.
Oh God, no. Do you want me to burst into flames? No, I wouldn't go to an actual church service. By the way, I noticed the other day on your personal insult podcast, the Geeky Gay, you were going after that dirty atheist, Auntie Scott. And I was sitting there going, like, you're naming all these people that are atheists. And I'm like going, wait, he didn't name me. He didn't name me. It's like, well, does that mean that I am not a dirty atheist?
No, you're also a dirty atheist. The Auntie Scott's name is just the first name that came to my mind. I don't know why. I don't
know why you did, but I can tell you this. I feel like every show this week on your own personal podcast, The Geeky Gay, available at thegeekygay.com, is every single episode this week had something to do with Auntie Scott. Like Friday show,
mayonnaise.
You spent the entire episode about fucking mayonnaise, and then had an imaginary argument with Auntie Scott in your head, and it was like trying to like score points in this imaginary argument. It was fascinating. It's fascinating.
Well, you know what? That was I believe I mentioned it on the show, but that was the second time that I recorded it. Mm-hmm. And the first time I recorded it, I spent even longer on mayonnaise.
Wow.
So just imagine what you missed.
Maybe I don't have to. Did you? You've probably reformatted the SD card. I love, that was my favorite part. It's like, I'm not even going to listen. I'm not even going to go back to the SD card and see where it cut off. It's like, it could have cut off in the last two beats of the theme song. I don't care. I don't even care.
No, it's not that. I knew that it had stopped recording in the middle, and I thought it would be more trouble trying to figure out where it was, and what if it stopped during the theme song and all this kind of stuff, and like how to pick it up. I'd have to go back and listen, figure out where all that.
You know what the great part about it cutting out in the middle of your theme song? With theme song, it's great about it cutting out in the middle of your theme song.
It would have been the closing song though. It doesn't
matter. It doesn't matter because we use a multi-track recorder.
No,
so
I know that, but what I'm saying is, I understand that, but it's timed a certain way, and I would have to. What if I was mid-May like that, and then it's like how I have to sound natural ace, like I'm completing the phrase, etc.
Replace that. You could just back up a little bit and replace that whole sentence. Like you just start there. Anyway, it's not important, Adam. What is important is I went to I don't know which do I talk about first? All right. So it's fresh in my mind, so I'm going to talk about this first. We went today to the Magic Kingdom to ride the brand new roller coaster Tron. It's currently in pass holder preview, so we had to get into a lottery so that we got our spot in line, to go and do our test ride, which was done today. So we got on the old Tron roller coaster there. Now, it's a light cycle roller coaster. So you remember the light cycles in Tron, that
Yeah, I do.
Very long.
I do.
Yeah. So the cars that you ride on are like that. And so in order to achieve that, what you have to do is you have to basically kneel down on this motorcycle, like
car. And as you kneel down, it like pieces like slide and, you know, so that your legs go backwards and you're leaning, you know, you're laying on top of the car and reaching your hands forward for the handlebars. And that brings down a thing on your back. So it's this weird, complicated, roller coaster car. So because it's weird and complicated, there are test cars out in front of the attraction, right?
Okay.
So that you can see how, you know, oh, will I fit in this? You know, will I be able to get into that control? Instead of standing in line forever to get up to the actual loading zone, you can try the test cars out at the entrance and see. So as we're waiting in line to get on Tron, there is, we can see the test cars. Now, because it's in previews, they don't have the test cars out in front of the attraction. They have the test cars kind of like up a different walkway, and you have to go ask the cast members if you can put yourself in the test car. And so then they'll send you down this one walkway. Well, that walkway is near the line that's going to go into seeing Tron. So we're passing, so the entire line is passing by the test cars, right? And so that means that every fat ass that is trying to see if they fit into these cars has to do so in front of like a crowd of people watching them try to fit.
So you're saying they have like a sample thing there and you can actually pretend you're getting in it?
Yes, exactly. So that you can see if you fit or not. And
then
so,
if you don't,
you've got the entirety.
Walk of shame back to wherever you gotta.
It's like, as you walk past, people are just like, he was too fat. He was too fat to ride Tron. He's like, so we're watching this unfold in front of us, right? People are going up to get their seats. And to further complicate matters, people are also going in that line so that they can get on the cars and take pictures. Right. So like they're on the front car and so it's like they're using it like a photo opportunity as well.
Is there a green screen so they can, you know?
There's a step and repeat behind it. There's
a step and repeat. Okay.
So anyway, so we're all kind of watching this, and the way that the line loops back and forth, we could see that area for quite a while. And so as we were getting as close as we were going to get to it, this lady of larger proportions arrived to test out if she could get into the vehicle. And she went and she got down and she couldn't close the top part of it. And she wasn't fitting with everything. And so the cast member that was there trying to help her was explaining to her, it's like, okay, so let's get you back out of there. All right. So what I need you to do is I want you to put your butt further back. Like you want to push your butt all the way back up again. You know, he's like trying to explain to her how to fit into the car. And she, at this point, is pissed off and is just like, Disney should be ashamed of themselves from making such a horrible, and she's like, making this huge scene as she's like stomping down the walk of shame there, back towards the entrance. But it was like, there were so many people in line that were bigger than her that didn't get kicked out. So I have a feeling that if she would just listen to the cast members, she would have been able to fit on the stupid, right? Because it was one of those, it's just hard to get into, right? It's not a matter of being too fat or something for it. It's like, it's just hard to get into for anyone and it's uncomfortable. But it's...
it's a shame that in the United States, we are so fat that theme parks now have to put test seats in the line so that you can pre-check yourself.
That's right.
So to see if you can fit on there. I mean,
all the fun of the airport. Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly like the little wire rack things they have to check your carry-on.
Yeah, check your bags, check your carry-on. If you're one of those people, you're going to stuff your damn carry-on to the absolute limit. Is like, it's got to fit inside that stupid thing. Anyway, so that was the Tron thing. Now here's the thing. We didn't know that you could ask the cast members to come up and check the ride vehicle, or, you want to go up and get your picture made with it. Like, we didn't know that at first when we were going through there. So as I'm watching these really larger people go up and try to get into this car, I'm having the thought that, like, how are they picking these people? Like, I thought cast members were actually like picking people and going like, excuse me, sir. sir, we noticed that you're a bit on the larger side. I'm going to need you to go up this pathway up here and like sit in the car. Like I thought that they were actually singling people out.
So
in
you
the
think
line.
they have a photo of a person who's
Right.
so fat that they can't. So they're like looking at this photo and
Yeah,
then
they're
looking
like,
at
"Sir,
each one of you.
Sir,
I'm
I'm going to need you to go over here to get into the test car to see if your fat ass will fit in this roller coaster. That was Tron.
Well, how was the actual ride? I mean, did you enjoy the ride? Was the ride good or?
I did. I can't tell you much because, as you know, you will be riding it yourself when you're here in April. But so I won't give you any spoilers about it. It is a very cool roller coaster. It goes from 0 to 60 miles an hour in about 4.5-5 seconds. So it's you're launched out at 60 miles an hour. And then it's themed around Tron. It then goes into a building and completes the rest of its ride in the building. It's got a kick-ass sound system on it. It's all very Tron, very...
I don't remember much about Tron. I'm sure you're going to be like, oh, look, this is from the blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to say,
No, I did. I
don't
literally,
remember.
I watched Tron. Yeah, I watched Tron 30 years ago. So I was just like, oh, I hope I don't need to know anything about Tron.
I don't even remember if I watched the new one. Because there was a new one like 4 or 5 years ago, right?
I think I watched it, and then I think
I did.
Regretted watching it. That was so anyway, so last night though, the reason that we couldn't do a live show last night is Zach and I went to see Trixie and Katya in their show Trixie and Katya Live that they're currently touring with. And I've never been to a Trixie and Katya show or a Trixie show. And so I don't know what I was expecting, but it absolutely wasn't anything that I was expecting, but it was actually really kind of cool and kind of fun. It was very our gang, like, hey, let's all put on a show. It was a very ham-fisted script, right? Like the whole show was kind of like skits and whatnot weaved around this very loose, storyline. And it was just to show off, their individual talents and, in little skits and in comedy bits and whatnot. And it was moderately funny. It was certainly, funnier than like Saturday Night Live or something like that. But it was a good show. I enjoyed the Trixie and Katya show.
I'm trying to remember. I know Trixie. I mean, I would know Trixie if I walked up to her as either a female or a male.
Yeah.
But Katya, I don't know if I remember what she looks like. I remember the name, but I don't think. In fact, Trixie was on. There was some LGBT comedy thing on Netflix.
Yes.
I mean, at the Hollywood Bowl, they did a thing, and all the funny gay people, and Trixie was on that. Yeah. So
yeah.
And Mark and I watched that recently.
Had a best-selling album too.
Huh?
So it's Trixie. Trixie is amazingly talented. It was she did.
Wait, is she also the one that had the dance troupe that went on America's Got Talent?
No, that's Alyssa Edwards.
Oh, okay. I mean, no offense to Alyssa Edwards or Trixie. I knew, I was like, oh, that person's from Drag Race. And I don't remember which person it was. So,
they are often mistaken for each other. Yes, Trixie and Alyssa. They're anyway. It was a great show. You should go and watch it. That was it. That was I went to see the Trixie and Katya. Have you ever gone to a drag show? Not like a drag show in a bar, but like a drag.
No, I've never gone to an hour or 2 hour performance.
Yeah, and it had an intermission.
I've been at a bar where there were drag queens, but no.
And it's the only drag queen shows I had gone to in the past had been like I went and saw Bianca when she was on tour, but that was a comedy show, right? So it was. It was stand-up comedian. It just happened to be Bianca Del Rio. And I think was there another one that I went to? No, I think that was it. I went and saw like the final episode of Drag Race at a bar, where the queens actually came out and got crowned in New York. But no, I just, it was one of those things is like, what, are they just going to be lip syncing up on stage for 2 hours? Is like, what are they going to do? But it was,
maybe some of them do. It would probably depend on the drag queen.
Yeah, but they were both really good. So,
well, good. Yeah, I couldn't take even singing by a drag queen for an hour unless I really like even real singing, a few of them really sing.
I like know. Jinx. I love Trixie really sings. Jinx really sings.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'll have to, the only drag I've seen is in bars. So, and on Drag Race. That's it.
Yeah, well, I was trying to come up with a good segue here. I can't. So, I'll let you.
Passengers. On the left, you're going to see Mount Rainier. Anyway. Yeah, so.
Oh, God damn it. I never hit record on our video.
You never hit record on the video? Oh, okay.
I never hit record on the video.
Oh,
that's all right.
Be recorded by someone.
Yeah, it's fine. It'll be recorded by a lot of people.
Recording in progress. And my webcam is blurry, but there's nothing I can do.
I don't care, Adam. Don't care.
As long as your video looks great. So what was there is not a segue from Trixie and Katya to my story. So I'm just going to jump in.
Wait, I feel like there's a segue to be made here. Let me think about it just for a second. One of the things that was memorable about the season that Trixie and Katya were on Drag Race was one of the dance numbers where they had to come out, and it was one of those Rue Air things where they were all dressed like airline stewardess or whatever, and they did the oxygen mask dance, and it was a bad lip sync group song, but within that group, there was not a single airplane captain.
Oh, well, interesting that you bring that up.
Your topic was airplane captain.
Pilot captain.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there were a couple of pilots on one of my flights back from my work trip.
Hold on. You're saying that airline captain is called a pilot?
Yeah.
What do you call someone who drives a gondola?
I don't know. Did you say a gondola?
A gondola. What do you call someone who drives a gondola?
That's weird that you should just say a gondolier, right? It's weird that you say that because apparently the canals are drying up in Venice, and I just saw a headline the other day that said, "What are the gondoliers going to do now that there can be no canal rides," or whatever they call them?
We'll have to walk around on stilts.
What are they going to do for a job? Because they can't. They're
certainly not push boats with sticks.
There are taxi drivers. Taxi. I'm doing air quotes.
Maybe they could put mud tires on their boats.
I don't know. Well, they could. I suppose they could just pave over the canals, and then they could all just become Uber drivers.
They do that at Disney.
They're
paved and then they fill them with water. And it's like, so you could just make a big swimming pool, basically.
Oh, that's true.
Fill it with water.
A lot of them are concrete at the bottom based on the photos that I saw. It looks like, they're not, I thought they were dirt or sand or something, like the ocean. Anyway, coming back.
Yes.
To Arkansas from California.
Oh, that's right. Oh, you were in California. Since our last show, you were in California.
Yes, I was.
Where? What part of California?
Sunnyvale.
It's a big state.
Do you want the
Sunnyvale?
It's the San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, the SF.
But Sunnyvale is about 45 minutes an hour from San Francisco. Okay. So anyway,
as you were flying back, I'm sorry, I was trying to set the scene for you, Adam. As Adam was flying back from Sunnyvale, California to Arkansas. Yes.
I was flying back, and there were on the plane from California to Dallas. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of flight crew for whatever reason that were doing when they're not actually the flight crew for that flight, but they're they're like, oh, I deadheaded and I was in the, that's a flight term. You see people.
Cool. Look at you. Because now you're suddenly you're platinum on American Airlines.
I'm platinum. So I know the term. I know the lingo.
That's what we like to call them in the biz.
If you end up somewhere that's not your home base, you call it deadheading, right?
You're deadheading.
So then they have to jump on a plane to go back to their home base, right? Anyway, so apparently a lot of them had that, or I don't know, could have been anything really. But I had, 4 or 5 at least.
You said it so confidently, I assumed you knew that. But now it turns out you're just like, or whatever. Maybe they just got up. I don't know. I really don't know anything about their story. You know what? They were just people in uniforms. They were people in uniforms that weren't serving. They were just.
I didn't talk to each one of them and say, did you deadhead? Or are you, you going to another? I didn't do that. But anyway.
How did you know that inside industry term?
So I sat down in my
larger than normal, 30% larger seat.
Yeah. And there was an older gentleman in the window seat. I was in the aisle, and then there was a younger guy in the middle. Both the older guy and the younger guy looked like they were some sort of flight crew.
Okay.
Now, I assumed the older guy was a pilot, right? And the younger one, I thought, he looks a little gay. He could probably be a flight attendant.
Because,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, couldn't be a gay pilot.
I mean, you had to, well, no. I mean, he could, but he was too young to be a pilot. I mean, most of the time, pilots are not that young, because you have to have some experience in your life to get to a commercial, heavy duty pilot license. So for some reason, I don't know why, something came on the safety briefing or something like that. And I never do this. In fact, I would say that I have never done this in my life.
Yeah.
I turn to the guy who I think is a pilot and I say, well, the lights on the little owl don't always work when you need to get out. I had to climb out a crack in the side of the plane one time and there were no lights. So I don't know why. I just decided I'm going to I haven't even talked to him.
Randomly. Hi. You know what? I remember one time when the plane I was on crashed horribly on the ground and I had to crawl out of the carcass of the jet. How are you doing?
Shake his hand. Anyway,
are you going to eat those peanuts?
Right, exactly. No, we haven't. I figured. I think what it was. I feel like now that I'm thinking about it.
Yes.
I think that urge must come to me a lot when I'm flying.
To let people know that
let people know that I was in a plane crash. I think that just comes to my mind. I think it does. Now that I think back, I feel like the urge is there. Sometimes
is it because you're wanting to calm people and go?
No.
It's look. You know what? I know that you're all scared that we might fall from the sky, but look, I've done it. I've fallen from the sky and here I am. Look, I'm here. So it's not going to be that bad, folks. So have a great flight. Is it that kind of thing or is it more of a, you know what?
I don't know. I don't know.
These common people did not recognize me as I got on this plane. I'm going to let them know that I have a story that they can't top.
But not to know, but just to, it is the most fun thing in the world when you are in those groups where you don't know anybody and they're like, oh, we're going to play a game. Tell us 2 truths and a lie or like something like that. I love that because I can always tell us one unique thing about yourself, but it doesn't happen very often anymore. But
so now you just feel compelled to just randomly tell people on an airplane.
Yeah. So anyway, because how many people can say they were in a plane crash?
I don't know.
Not very many.
Where was this story when we were on the cruise ship trying to socialize with people and you're just, I don't like to talk to people. I
was talking plenty.
You had
no one said.
You had a story.
I have plenty of things to talk about. Anyway, so. Yes. I say that, and then we kind of, stopped talking. He asked me a couple of questions, whatever. We stopped talking.
Imagine that. He stopped talking to the crazy guy whose opening sentence was about, being in a plane crash.
No, that's not how this story is going, but I appreciate you saying that. So anyway, maybe halfway through the flight, right? The pilot gets up at some point. Yeah. My pilot, not the pilot
the one
in
you're
the actual.
Assuming, the one that you were assuming.
No.
Is a pilot.
I know because we chatted and he is.
Okay.
He's been with American Airlines for a long time and, whatever. So he goes to the restroom and then comes back. I don't know why that's pertinent, but it is. He comes back.
That's important.
And when he comes back, he starts talking to me again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's asking all these questions. He's like, which flight was it? Blah, 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 blah. Oh,
now, did you leave literature in the bathroom about yourself? Like, a
No.
little resume about so if someone went to the
was-
bathroom, it's like, oh, that's who he was. Oh, I see. Oh, Adam. I see. Yeah. He used to, yeah.
I didn't. So anyway, he starts asking all these questions.
Yeah.
And the flight attendant in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Because the pilot and I are talking to each other.
Assuming is a flight attendant.
Right. No, I know I know that as well. At this point
okay,
I was, but I know that as well.
Uh-huh.
So he has these headphones on and he's laying there looking like he's sleeping or whatever. He takes his headphones off and he says, do you two want to sit next to each other? I mean, really gay, bitchy like that too. I mean, like, oh, girl. It's like, girl, okay then, and the pilot guy goes, no, we're just chatting, we're going to be done in like 30 seconds or whatever.
Look, I have had a day. I had to work at the Magic Kingdom earlier today, telling fat people to get into a line to get checked by a roller coaster. So, just look, if you guys want to chit chat with each other, can you just leave me the fuck out of it? Can I just you know what? Why don't I let me just lean up against that window there.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but we weren't talking that long. Maybe a couple of minutes. Not like we've been talking for half an hour or something. And no, neither one of us wanted to trade. He was in the middle seat. I mean, of course we don't want to trade. So the pilot says,
if you had that bitchy gay gene, you could have just thrown back to him and was like, girl, the only trade here is you, and it isn't very appetizing.
I feel like I need that stinger thing that was always, but anyway. Yeah, that one. So anyway, so then the pilot's like, no, we're almost done, blah, 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 blah. And, and so the pilot and I started chatting again, but maybe for like another 2 minutes, we'll say.
There's too many pilots in this.
2 minutes. No. Just
the
one pilot
made the announcement.
No. The pilot, the captain sitting next to me.
Oh, okay.
We start talking again.
Yes.
But not for very long.
Over the top of over the head of the
over the head of the guy, right? So all of a sudden, this guy bounds up from his seat. And I'm saying bounds up from his seat. Takes off his headphones, slams them down on his seat, and proceeds to lunge towards the bathrooms. I'm not walk towards the bathroom. He is doing everything within his power to let us know that he is pissed off.
He is most displeased.
And he has to go. And the pilot and I just kind of looked at each other like, I don't know what's up with, I was shaking my head. I don't know what's up with him because we weren't talking that long. I mean, it was a few minutes, right? It wasn't a long time. And then, so we finish our chat. We're done. We're like, okay, we're done chatting. And he shook my hand. I don't know. It's like I was in the Marines or something.
Well,
and I was
you read
thank
that
you for your service
that you
or
left
whatever.
back in the bathroom.
And then finally, the flight attendant comes back and says, and kind of meekly gets back in his seat because I think at this point he's a little embarrassed that he's thrown a tantrum, right?
Either that or he went into the bathroom to do a bump.
And he says, He says, I'm sorry. I had a really long leg earlier today, and I'm trying to get home, and I have another shift in like a day. And anyway, he let us know that he was a flight attendant and that he had had a hard day. So anyway, that was my,
in the future retelling of this story, don't leave just leave the part where he comes back out. That I feel like that just brought the whole story down. It's like now he's like, you know what?
Oh, I should just leave him in the bathroom.
Let him be the dramatic one, because now he's almost sympathetic because he's like, you know what?
You can cut it out if you want.
Upon further reflection, I was really harsh about that. Look,
I mean, that's how it happened.
I have had a day. And I got to get up tomorrow, and Lisa wants to get some coffee in the morning, and she's and I can't do coffee with Lisa until I've had, some awake time, some me time, to prepare myself for her. So I'm just, I feel really bad about yelling at you. So, okay, you know what? I'm gonna
he wasn't that apologetic. He just quickly kind of apologized. It wasn't like a long, whatever.
It wasn't like a long, drawn out thing.
No.
3, 2, 1. Contact is the secret, is the moment when everything happens. Contact is the answer, is the reason that everything happens. Contact. Let's make contact. Three, two, one. Contact.
Excellent. It is the contact segment of the show. This is the segment of the show where we read your emails, play your voicemails. Adam, do we have any emails this week?
No, we got a couple from Anchor, but none from listeners.
Oh, yeah. By the way, for those of you who this may affect, you'll no longer be hearing the Anchor commercial on the show because they don't want us anymore. They've decided they don't want us anymore. So
yeah, that commercial where you're so peppy.
Yeah, or as peppy. I was a little bit too peppy.
Do you like to record podcasts? Well, let me tell you about a service that I don't actually know.
Let me tell you about Anchor. So they've raised so now you have to have 100 downloads a show, which we have way more than 100 downloads a show, but we don't have 100 downloads of our show on Spotify because we've been around for 15 fucking years. And so people haven't subscribed to, the people that listen to us didn't subscribe on Spotify, right? They've long ago subscribed in iTunes or whatever. And anyway, it's just a bunch of hookity boogity stuff. It wasn't like we were making any money with them anyway.
Yeah, so. I saw that you were talking about that in Level 13 Discord. By the way, everyone.
Yes.
If you would like more of us than you get right now, if you would like to have a personal private feed.
Yes. Of extra content. Outside of the show.
Every single week.
Yes. Well, that
also,
sounds like that's
a Discord, which nobody uses, let's be honest.
Wow. But that's going to, you started this whole conversation by saying I read in the Level 13 Discord. So, demonstrably people do use it.
I am a librarian is the only one who talks, and I love it. Keep doing it.
All right. We're
She's like
drifting.
The only one.
We're drifting.
Yeah.
We're drifting. Pull it back. So Adam, this sounds like an incredible perk that I could probably, I'd probably have to pay $5 or $10 a month in order to join this Level 13 thing.
In last week's episode, I said, Bob, it's not $10.99. No, it's not even $9.99 and not $8.99 for $7.99.
Yeah. But that's not true, Adam. It's not. It's free. It's free. It's free. It's completely free. Yeah, you don't have to do anything to join Level 13 other than send us an email, contact@mix-podcast.com, and say, hey, I want to join Level 13, and we will get you hooked up with your own RSS feed and all that fun stuff. All right. We have now this is the long way. We're still in the contact segment, so let me get to what we're doing here. Let's go to I hate that you number these calls because I forget numbers. Whereas if you put people's names, I would remember that I just heard that name.
I don't listen to them.
Let's listen to this one.
Hello, Mixed answers. Hey,
Oh my gosh. First of all, this is Kathy Bacon. And second of all, before she goes a moment further into this phone call, let me just say, yesterday was Kathy Bacon's birthday.
Kathy
Burston's bank day. It's like it was Kathy Bacon's birthday, and it was supposed to be on a night that we normally record, but because of the scheduling conflict with the Trixie and Katya show, we're recording tonight. So happy belated birthday, Kathy Bacon. Now you can continue with your phone call. Please go ahead.
last night I was listening to the Geek Show, and there was an announcement, hey, I think we're recording tonight. And then I went to the P48 and the TI tune-in, which I thought was the interwebs, because Daniel always says that, or whatever he says. So I went there, and it was like some advertisement for whatever type of recording I was about to listen to, and my content would be available shortly. So anyway, maybe you'll have it fixed by the time you get this message. But you don't have to play this on the show either. I was just, so I clicked on the Discord, and I'm like, people do listen to this on the Discord, and I was going to sleep. So I clicked on it, and I was like,
there's regular intervals of static in that phone call. Have you noticed that? Have you been hearing those like between? In my head, I feel like she's just changing the radio. Like this is all just a bunch of random other conversations that is like. So it's like, and another thing, the other day when I was going to the store, I felt that that he was being totally inappropriate, especially when he stuck his toe in my water. It's like seems I feel like
I can summarize. She was saying that I had said we were recording that night, which I guess was not this last Friday, but the Friday before.
That
or the Friday before that, Friday, or whatever.
The surprise.
And I guess, I don't know. We were on the stream. I think we were on the stream.
Yeah.
We were. Yeah, we were on the stream. So I don't know. But she's basically saying she couldn't find us, or she couldn't.
I feel like maybe like just tonight when I was checking out TuneIn Radio, and suddenly there's like a minute's worth of commercials before I ever get to the stream. That's crazy. By the way, I think you can get around that if you just go directly to the Pride 48 website on your phone and just hit listen to stream right from there.
Yeah, you can. You don't have to use TuneIn. It's just
so in your browser on your phone, you can just go to pride48.com and click on the listen now, and it'll hit the stream without any of those goofy TuneIn commercials or anything like that.
You should finish her call though, because we haven't finished it yet.
Are you? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you running the show, Adam? It's like, did you want to?
Are you running? This is a joint partnership, isn't it?
How much is left of her phone call? Do you even know that? How much?
I don't, because I'm not looking at it.
All right, let's continue with her phone call then.
I could see where I could listen to it, but I couldn't see where I could set a timer for it to shut off like I do with TuneIn. But anyway, nonetheless, I digress. I think I'm calling in to say that your live streaming might be dead.
Yeah.
I didn't kill it.
No.
Now I feel like she's doing it on purpose. By the way, Cyclone says Adam listens to calls, but reading is stressful. I said I don't listen to calls. Mm-hmm. I don't pre-listen to calls, so I don't know who's called. I number them 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway. Thanks for your call, Kathy.
Thank you, Kathy Bacon. And again, happy belated birthday.
Oh my God, you guys. I think it's hilarious that you think that if Nini wins the contest that I'm going to take her money. This is how it works at Nini's house. Nini spends $95 in 2 or 3 days or 3 or 4 days on Grubhub, and then she hits her parents up for gas money, and they're silly, and they transfer money to her bank account. Yeah.
So it'll be Grubhub money for Sydney.
Thinking maybe I should.
It'll be. So if she wins, it'll be Grubhub money.
Why is she saying her parents? Like, isn't she her parent?
She is. She's talking to herself or about herself in the third person.
Then she hits up her parents to refill her account, and of course they do. And by them, I mean me.
Well, but she may be talking about Gerald as well. By the way, Gerald has the same name as Gerald McRaney, who's married to Delta Burke. I just
wanted to let people know that.
Yeah, I was looking them up earlier today.
She's just saying. Can I complete her call now?
Yeah, you can.
Didn't win the prize because if I win and she finds out, because now if she does listen to the little show.
No, she doesn't.
Hear her voice messages, I think.
Okay.
But she, if she finds out I won, she'd probably just hit me up for more gas money.
Yeah, cash money from the ATM machine.
Oh, what happened?
Yeah. I guarantee you, Sydney is not listening to the show.
I don't think she is. She doesn't strike me as a podcast listener.
No.
In general.
Sydney's got, she's like cooler than all of us.
She watches TikTok. The TikToks.
Yeah. She doesn't even call it the TikToks. She just calls them the.
Yeah.
I was on the.
Does she?
I was.
Ick.
I don't know what that means.
You were just talking about Kathy Bacon having all those in between each one of her.
Okay.
And she's the daughter of Kathy. Anyway, too far. Just forget it. Forget it.
That was such a callback. I missed the call.
Cut that one out. Cut that out.
That was a long distance call. Here's our final phone call.
Hey, this is Tony in Illinois.
Hi,
I just
Tony.
wanted to call because you were talking about
Yes. Oh God, he forgot.
that honeymead wine.
Yes.
Or
Honeymead. Yes.
It's just honeymead, I guess.
Yes.
I was at the state fair in Illinois. This was probably 4 or 5 years ago, and they have a wine tasting night, and they were selling wine, and one of the wine bottles was like a male torso. But it was honey mead, and we tasted it, but it was disgusting. But I wanted the bottle, and they said that they couldn't just sell me the bottle; they'd have to sell me the wine, and the wine was like, I don't know, $60, $80.
Oh wow!
But we bought it anyways
because you had to have the
pretty much my story.
I mean, here, can you imagine that conversation? And she's like, "Oh, it's $70, $70. I just like the torso. I just think the torso is really hot. It's like, is there like an empty bottle? Oh no, I have to buy the contents inside it are disgusting. I don't know if you know that or not, because we just had a tasting and we've all decided that it's basically piss in a bottle. Like it's just really bad.
By him saying it was disgusting, I can only imagine that I would love it.
And then to cap it off, even though they've both, it's a couple, right? They both decided that they don't like the contents of this bottle, but apparently they like that drawing of the torso enough to spend the $70.
I think the bottle was shaped like a torso. That's what I'm imagining. It was a bottle shaped like a torso.
I need to know is if it was a bottle shaped like a torso, I could see that. I could, that would be cool. That would be, that would be even if I poured the wine out, that would still be a conversation piece. But if it's just the label, like a sketching of you could probably have hired like an internet dude to sketch you a torso. You know what I'm saying? Like one of those sketch artists is like, hey, can you draw me like a male torso? And here's $60.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Because, they do make a lot of,
there's more of
bottles.
Yes.
They do make a lot of bottles that are shaped like things because they want you to buy the thing, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
that is a thing that people do.
It is. It is a thing that people do. There's 10 more seconds of his phone call though. Let's go.
Okay, so yeah, that's my honeymead story.
Yes.
Okay.
$70 on $70 on honeymead that you had. Anyway, thank you so much. I don't believe we've heard from you before. Please call us again. I don't know
if we have or not, because he is a caller to Geeky Gay.
Oh. Well,
and I guess we share a few listeners between this show and that one.
I need to know, was it a torso shaped bottle, or was it a label that was,
or was it a bottle shaped torso?
Was it which was it? Was it chicken or the egg? Do I have this set right? I think I do.
3, 2, 1. Contact.
All right. I believe the next topic is yours, my friend.
I'm not looking at the trellis.
I feel like the Katya, the Trixie and Katya show, like they must have had a Trello backstage because I feel like they stopped looking at it after
I think they were
intermission.
dragging the cards over to
after
this
intermission.
one's
And I was like,
done.
oh wait, I go next. Oh, well that's right. Yeah, I got to do a thing. Yeah.
Okay, this is really quick. This is really super quick, unless you drag it out. But I think it's pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a friend.
That's a lot of pressure on me. It's like unless you drag it out.
I mean, we have plenty of time. We're running short anyway.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
But I mean, Scott the Satyr is creaming his pants right now, just hoping we'll finish by 60 minutes. That won't happen, Scott. But anyway, so
it really depends on what time you start listening and what time 60 Minutes airs. Look, it's a television joke about the word 60 minutes. Okay. Never mind.
So anyway, I have a friend.
Yes.
Who does a podcast.
You really want to let us know that you have a friend.
By the way, I was also in a plane crash. I have a friend who does a podcast.
Yes. You know what? I do too.
Yeah, and I listen to that friend's podcast because I want to support that friend, right?
Okay. Yes.
And I love listening to podcasts. So hey, win-win, right?
Frickin' win.
So but I'm a little behind on it. And I knew that he had taken a little bit of a break. So I went back this week to listen. And the last episode was back in December.
Yes.
So what I want to know, and this friend is you, by the way.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yes.
So what I want to know is, well, not only that. So this is Don't Do Disney Without Us.
Oh,
right?
yeah, Don't Do Disney. Oh, my award-winning podcast that I do with my partner Zach. Yes,
you can find it at the Don't Do Disney Without Us.com. Anyway, so
yes.
Then I thought, oh, well, maybe they just got tired of recording a podcast and they're still recording their. I can go over and watch the latest YouTube video and see what's going on. Because they were on Tron just earlier today. And, maybe I can see, Tron, or whatever and I go over there and no, that one was even longer, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was like October or something, like some interview with some blogger because it is so. No. It was, you had I'm not besmirching anyone, but I found this funny.
Yeah.
You had a guy from Cinema Blend.
Yeah, Dirk. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then you say your first question to him is, so what do you think about these so-called news outlets that are really just blogs? And then he goes, well, one could consider Cinema Blend a blog. And I'm like, oh my God, first question, I don't know if you're friends with him, but, or if he was like a complete stranger, but it was like, it's kind of like when you invite podcasters on and the first thing you say is, how is it possible to have audio that bad? I mean, why do you start out the gate with some dig, So you call yourself a news outlet, but are you just a blog?
Really? Aren't you really just a blog?
Anyway, bottom line is,
I don't recall that. Yes. What?
What's going on? I went around Laura's house, as my mom would say, because have you ever heard that? We went around Laura's house.
Who's Laura?
Yeah, exactly. Who is Laura? It's something that old people say when they got lost or went out of the way or went the long way to get somewhere. And they're like, we went around Laura's house.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll
ask ChatGTP, PT, whatever. Whatever it is. So what's up? No YouTube videos. No podcasts.
Yeah.
And you didn't even announce it on your show. You didn't say, we're going to be taking a break. Here's when you can expect us back. No, not on the podcast. I don't know about the video, but not on the podcast.
I think we did on the podcast.
So
I think we did because we were taking it off for the holidays. I think we did say that we were taking.
You did not say it in the last episode because I just finished that one. But.
Well, I apologize.
Yeah, so what's up? Because we're way past the holidays now. I don't know if you know that, but
no. Then we had flooring done, and then we were actually going to record a couple of weeks ago, but then I had to do my treatment, and we didn't want to have to film around the infusion pump and stuff. So we will probably be recording an episode this week, probably Tuesday.
Okay. Well, I just
we're going to talk.
know.
We're going to talk about the Reedy Creek Improvement District.
I didn't know if you had pod faded and just not told anyone because.
No, and we need to. We just need to move the stuff back in the studio and then actually record an episode. It's just been, I don't know. We just had a lot of things that have happened and we haven't recorded. But thank you for caring, Adam. Thank you for.
You're welcome.
I thought you were going to talk about.
That's how bored I am now with Mark gone. I'm like, I'm going to go listen to Don't Do Disney.
Now I'm going to go listen to Daniel's
oh no, there
show.
aren't any.
God, I can't even hear his shitty show. God, what are we gonna do? I've been listening to a new podcast, and I do what I always do when I find new gay podcasts that I like or whatever. I send them an email, like, hey, I'm listening and I really like your show.
And criticize their audio. I love the show. You were so funny. If you could just take your gain and just pull it back just a little bit.
Yeah. Could you fix that audio? Just let me tell you how to do that. No, it was a completely, I don't know. I felt like it was a very simple email. Just, hey, I'm listening to your show. I'm really looking forward to hearing, what you guys do, because they'd have only done like 4 or 5 shows. And I was like, I'm really enjoying it and whatever. My best friend, because they're gay best friends that do a podcast. And I was like, my best friend and I have been doing a podcast for a while. You can hear it over here, but I just wanted to, say hello. And that was it. That was the email.
Yeah. And
I haven't heard anything back. So.
Well, you said that as if there was going to be some punchline, like, and they got back to me and said, how dare you say blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you set that up as and all the email said was like you were having to explain yourself, like why, what was in the email.
Because you were giving me that look that you give me, which is like, you did that thing where you're like, here, let me give you some advice. You were giving unsolicited advice.
I don't know if you knew this, but I've been podcasting for 20 years and...
it's been my experience that you know what? Oh shit. I might have suggested that if they.
Oh no! Did you? You always
hold
do that.
Let me get to my email. Do you have your original audio on? Because we're ducking on Discord. I'm gonna get to my email here. Let's see.
I do have my original audio on. Yes.
Oh, wow. See, yeah, maybe this is the problem, Adam. Maybe this is the problem. So here's what I wrote. I ran across your podcast snippets on TikTok, with all the other young hip kids, which led me to subscribing to your show. I've been enjoying listening. You're both fun to listen to, and I'm looking forward to hearing how your show evolves over time. That's good, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Did it go
Heartfelt? Yeah. And I said, my best friend and I also have a podcast, and with a link to it, that we have been doing for quite some time. If you ever need any technical, here's where it goes south, Adam. If you ever need any technical advice, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to talk about podcasting, Daniel. And I'm just like, now I see it that I'm basically going like, you guys clearly don't know what the fuck you're doing, but if you,
you can't. You are incapable of talking to a podcaster or reaching out to a new podcaster without slipping in some kind of, I could help your audio. I could make your whatever. If it's every time. Sometimes you're blatant about it. Like, if you ever want to remove that hideous air conditioning noise in the background, I have a couple of tips that I could give you. You weren't quite as obvious in this one, but yeah, I mean,
I know, but now I see where I went wrong. I'm so sorry. Now I feel like I have to send an email to them and go, and here.
No, I don't think you do.
I think that the truth of the matter is that they're young and they don't read their email. I'm saying, like, their email address is not listed. I had to go search to find their email address. I had to look in their RSS feed to find their email address.
I'm surprised you didn't go, and by the way, you may want to make your email address more obvious for folks, because if you're trying to grow this show.
Because and they have, a big following on TikTok. I don't know how that translates into, podcast listens, because their snippets on TikTok are really, really short. But I was just like, well, that's, okay. I should just never, you know what I should do, Adam, is I should just, next time I want to send an email to a podcaster, I could just send it to you. And then you could just sit on it. And then you could just lie to me and like, yeah, I sent it to him. Okay. And then you could decide whether.
Oh, like I'm an intermediary.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could be my my proofreader. Just like
it's kind of like that app that. No, isn't there something where if you're like drunk texting, but it's something that holds your, if you're drunk or something, it holds your text till the next morning, or
yes,
you can review them, or like
that will keep your text from going out, and yes,
and that. Yeah, so it's kind of like that, except I'm a person instead of an app.
Exactly. Charge $30 for my advice, and they contact you. So that's what I should do. I should charge $30. Executive producer is saying I basically sent him an email going, "Hi, I'm better than you, by the way."
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know where you are on your podcast journey, but I am better than you, by the way. But, if you ever need advice.
If you want to listen to an example of a good podcast with quality audio, here's a link to a little show I do with my friend.
I like their show. I think their show's great. I haven't mentioned who they are.
I challenge you that next time you have the urge to email one of these podcasts, you leave it at, "Hi, I love the show. Just wanted to let you know," and that's it. "Hi, I love the show."
Yeah. Hey, enjoy listening. By the way, if you guys want to send that to us, feel free to do that. We love.
So what is do you want to advertise the show? What is the show?
That's the other thing. It's really hard. It's really hard to find their show.
What is the show? I don't know. What's the name of that show?
All right. So you can find them. It's called Everything from Top to Bottom.
Oh, clever. I see what they did there.
Yeah. See what they did there?
From top to bottom.
Let's see. Let me read their description here. Listen weekly to Thomas and Brett talk about the trials and tribulations of navigating the queer community in their 20s. It can be hard to make connections and learn about yourself, but we are here to talk through it all. We will discuss topics from friendships to nightlife to dating to intimacy, everything from top to bottom. Anyway, it's fun. It's fun.
Cool. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it.
Well, they've only done.
How do you? They've only done 4.
Yeah. How did I? Because they're doing TikTok. Because they're doing TikTok snippets.
Oh, I see. Okay, because you are a TikTok-aholic.
I am a TikTok-aholic, and so they were doing some TikTok snippets, and that's how I found their podcast.
It says they have 8 episodes now. You said 4, okay. But
when I wrote that or whatever, yeah, I'm caught up on theirs. Yeah, anyway, so yeah.
Hi, boys. I know you're listening since you read that email. Hi.
No one's going to listen.
How's it going? Is that, oh my God. So early, I don't know if this is on the show, but I have to tell all you folks something that happened on the pre-show.
Oh, what? What happened?
Daniel and I were arguing about the video stuff because he added a new requirement without telling me about it.
It was not a new requirement.
It was a new requirement that we had not discussed. And so we were talking about that, and I forgot what I was going to say. There was all that buildup.
You were saying in the pre-show, we were talking, you had a new requirement and whatnot. And
yeah, about the recording, but there was, no, I've lost it.
You've lost it.
I'm sorry. It related to what we were talking about.
Which was?
Which I don't remember. Sorry.
We were talking about the new podcast, Top to Bottom Pod, and TikTok. That's what we were talking about.
Oh,
TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, just cut that last part out, okay? Nobody needs to know that I'm getting Alzheimer's.
Yeah, we do a lot of editing on this show. I'll jump right on.
Hey, no, the editor. We have an editor, right? Bill, the editor that edits our show.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Just, hey, Bill, cut that section out. I know you listen first. TikTok.
Yes.
In the pre-show, you said to me, the new requirement was, I'm going to be putting these out on TikTok and I need to get your Zoom feed. And so it needs to be just your face.
Yeah.
I want to do marketing on TikTok. I just figured it out. You saw them on TikTok.
Yeah.
And so that gave you the idea. You're like, hey, I want to try that out.
Yeah, but I'm not the only, they're not the only ones I've seen. Yeah, a lot of podcasts are doing that. I think the other ones, what was the one that we had, they were on our show once.
Please Help Me or
Bobby and the executive producer, Cyclone knows.
Hate me because please. Pardon?
She's not doing so.
Not well.
There we go.
Well.
We got there eventually. The Not Well podcast. They do that. They do little clips on.
But I think, because I feel like it was very random. It just out of nowhere, you're like, I'm going to try TikTok. I've been
talking about
so I think
this for
you're listening to Thomas and Ben or whatever their names are.
Brett, thank you very much.
And
Brett.
So you're like, they're really cool. They're young and they're gay and they're friends. I don't want them to be better than me. They're doing TikTok. I got to get over there and do that TikTok thing.
Got to go get me some of that. You know what? There's this teen filter on TikTok. I know you don't actually look at TikTok, do you ever?
I have, but I don't. No.
Okay. Well, then never mind. My story would make no sense to you whatsoever.
I don't think I have an addictive personality.
Yeah.
So like people who, get addicted to these apps and they're just scrolling. I think I don't have that. So.
Okay. Well, good for you.
But not
I don't, my life isn't debilitated by the amount of TikTok that I watch.
Daniel, there's a meeting for you.
Not like I'm watching it while I'm driving down the road or something.
It's TTA. TikTok Anonymous. TikTokaholic Anonymous.
Hi, my name is Daniel, and I'm a TTA.
Yeah.
Hi, Daniel. I feel like, why are we so light this evening?
Well, we're fine. We've still got the news. The news.
We do. The news,
and,
you say.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that, Adam. That sounds like something we can do. Let's do that. News game. It's the news game. It's the news game. What questions will he ask? It is the Mixed Minus News Game. This is the segment of the show where Adam will read me 5 questions from the New York Times news quiz. I, using only my head, brain, and mouth words, will attempt to answer as many of those questions correctly as I can. After those 5 questions, Adam will then pull out a random Trivial Pursuit card. I forgot to queue up something I'm typing while I'm talking. And read me as many questions as he can from the Trivial Pursuit card within 60 seconds. And those are for bonus points. So it's a whole big thing. There's a whole big scoring thing. You'll get it in just a minute. Adam, what is our first question on the old news quiz this evening?
Okay, our first question on the good old news quiz is: which national park has been closed since February 25th because of snow?
What national park has been closed since when?
February 25th. Daniel.
25th. I feel like this is going to be in California because I feel like California had a freak snow thing. What are the names? Is it Joshua Tree? What are the names? What are my choices?
Your choices are Central Park,
Grand
Canyon,
no,
Joshua Tree, Niagara Falls, or Yosemite. Yosemite.
I am going to go with my gut here, Adam. I'm going to go with Joshua Tree. Yes, Joshua Tree.
Incorrect. It is Yosemite.
That was not on the list.
Okay, boo boo. It was.
You said Yosemite. I don't know.
The Supreme Court heard arguments this week in cases challenging President Biden's plan to forgive student debt.
Yes.
Which law did the administration rely on to create the program?
Oh dear God.
The HEROES Act.
The HEROES Act. What did someone just say? The HEROES Act. What was that? You look confused as to how your computer
my Google Home is answering the question, but I didn't say I didn't say the word Google, and it's talking. Shut up. It just
with an assist from Google, Adam. I'm going to say it was the HEROES Act.
Because I swear to God, I didn't say Google. I didn't even say anything, and it just started talking. How did it know? You guys heard that. I didn't. It's even over there. I wasn't even. That is crazy.
Thank you, Google. The HEROES Act, Adam.
That is correct, but that is so funny. But okay, Kathy Marshall in the chat room says it's always listening. But how does it know to answer a question? No, I didn't say.
You said something that it interpreted as its wake word. So it's something that it
answered
thought.
the question, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, why are you surprised by that?
Anyway,
that's just a Google question.
It's like they're coming to get us, Daniel. It's like AI is going to take over the world. Chicago held its mayoral election this week with 9 candidates on the ballot.
Oh, wow. Nice.
How did Lori Lightfoot, the current mayor, do?
She was not reelected. Is what I'm assuming that's the choices are.
She failed to reach the runoff in April. She resigned shortly before the election. She won re-election, or she qualified for a runoff in April.
No, she failed to reach the runoff. What was that first one there?
That was the first one.
Yeah.
That is correct. So that was number 3, correct?
Yeah, that was number 3. This is the penultimate question, Adam. Question number 4.
Number 4.
Yes.
This week, Eli Lilly said it would cut the cost of what drug in the United States?
Eli Lilly, is it? I believe it is life-saving insulin. That would be my Eli Lilly makes insulin.
That is correct.
They're reversing their stance when they were impersonated on Twitter, and they said they were going to give it away for free. Yes.
Number 5.
Pink Floyd's is the final question. What?
Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon turned 50 years old this week.
Yes, it did.
Fans have long synced the album up with what classic film?
The trippy little black and white merging into color film starring one Miss Judy Garland, Adam. It is The Wizard of Oz.
That is correct, Daniel.
That is correct.
I believe, Google helped you with one of them.
That's 4 out of 5.
But you got
Adam.
4 out of 5 with Google's assistance.
All right, but we're going into the bonus round here, Adam. So let's put 60 seconds on the big board.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
What country is bordered by the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf?
Israel.
Saudi Arabia. What were the 2 most popular rock operas of 1969?
Tommy and Pear?
Correct. What White House lawyer first revealed the existence of an enemies list and hush money at the Watergate hearings?
Oh, it was Nixon's lawyer. I don't know his name.
John Dean. What's the ground nut better known as?
What's what?
The ground nut.
What's it better known as?
Yes.
A dirty nut? I don't know.
the peanut. What are dubbed barn doors, crockery, ivories, and snappers?
Fish, Adam. They're fish.
Teeth.
Oh, all
And
right,
what
we're
state
done.
is
We're
allowed
done.
to?
We're done.
How long is this music? Was that a minute?
That was a minute, Adam. That was an entire minute.
Normally, normally I only get 5 questions read before the minute's up, and I felt like I almost had to. You just cut me off. I could have read the 5th question.
You could have, but
you got 1 question correct, and one that I didn't expect you to get. So
there you go. So and it was really kind of a 2-part question, so I really should get 2 bonus points for it. So it's like that would mean that I got 6 out of 5, Adam. 6 out of 5, which I believe, if I carry the 1 and do that is over 100%. So maintaining quiz show superiority, Adam. That's what I like to do. Right here.
Those are not bonus points. This is
for another 5 seconds. Hold on, Adam. Don't step on my my audio.
Don't tread on me. Do you have one of those yellow flags with green snakes on it?
Adam, if you ever need any advice in how to end a segment, just let me know. Just if you ever need any advice. Yeah, what's going on with the your voice? Like during that segment, you were crackling.
I wasn't hearing any crackling, so I don't know.
Yeah, we were hearing it. That's all right. Well, you know what I think it was? I think it was the combination of me with the music and a mix minus not being correct.
Well, there was no crackling here because I would hear it if it's the mixer. I'm hearing the same thing that is going to Daniel.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm hearing the same thing that's going to the chat room, and so I also heard what they are now complaining about in there. So here's the thing, Adam, is each and every week our executive producer Cyclone sends us a tome, a veritable tome of events.
And I'm not supposed to look?
No, you can't look at the TV quiz. There's a separate one called TV quiz.
Oh, it's separate. Okay.
Yeah. These are all things that have happened on the day that we're recording the show. So in this case, these are going to be things that had happened on March 3rd of some year because we were supposed to record yesterday. So these are things that happened yesterday of some previous year. Does that make sense? Yeah, sure does. Go with it. Adam, it was International Irish Whiskey Day yesterday. Did you celebrate International Irish Whiskey Day?
No, I don't like whiskey. But is Irish whiskey like the Irish cream stuff, or is it actually whiskey? Like
no, it's whiskey that's distilled in Ireland.
Okay.
It's also National Cold Cuts Day. Did you enjoy any cold cuts?
Really? That's odd because mine said that was yesterday or day before. But anyway.
No, it was yesterday. This is from the 3rd. This is from Friday.
So I had a sandwich yesterday. Yeah.
Okay.
For lunch.
This is why it's such a great segment, Adam. It's just this lovely back and forth that we have going there.
I celebrated.
You are cutting in and out. That's weird. We'll figure it out in a minute. Let's see. In Disney-related news, on this day, 1934, Disney released Mickey Mouse short Playful Pluto. Directed by Bert Gillett, Pluto pesters Mickey while he's doing his house cleaning. I don't believe that is the first short that Pluto was in, but that is a Pluto short. I'm a big Pluto fan. Just want to,
Oh, sorry. I was muted and then I coughed.
I feel like I'm just reading this. I
just unmuted myself. I just unmuted myself. No, I reacted to the baloney one.
On this day in 1983, Epcot's Journey into Imagination opened.
Yeah, I feel like I have the reason I'm not responding on these is because some of these I don't really have anything to say about. Like, what am I going to say about Pluto?
He's awesome.
Garsh, Mickey.
That's Goofy. That's Goofy.
Oh.
That's not Pluto.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get them confused. They get confused often, right?
No. On March 3rd of 1820, the Missouri Compromise was passed. Adam, without looking, what was the Missouri Compromise?
A compromise. on Missouri. There was some dispute over who owned Missouri, and there was a compromise. I don't know. Something that I learned in history that I do not remember anymore.
In February of 1819, a bill was introduced that would admit Missouri into the Union as a state where slavery was prohibited. At the time, there were 11 free states and 10 slave states. Southern congressmen feared that the entrance of Missouri as a free state would upset the balance of power between the North and the South, as the North far outdistanced the South in population, and thus U.S. representatives. Opponents to the bill also questioned the congressional precedent of prohibiting the expansion of slavery into a territory where slave status was favored. So apparently, there was some compromise that was made.
Yay.
I'm tired of reading it now. Finally, a compromise was reached. On March 3rd, Congress passed a bill granting Missouri statehood as a slave state under the condition that slavery was to be forever prohibited in the rest of the Louisiana Purchase, north of the 36th parallel.
Good. I did not realize that they admitted they wanted there to be a balance or something with free and not, or I'm not sure. I didn't even,
saying. On March 3rd, 1887, Helen Keller met Anne Sullivan, her teacher. In 1931, the Star Spangled Banner became the official U.S. national anthem.
And is that the point at which all of the singers started butchering the national anthem on, at pro basketball games and things of that nature? About that same time.
Can you see?
Except Mariah Carey. I'm not talking about Mariah Carey, but I'm looking at you, Black Eyed Pea woman. I don't remember. What's her name? The Black Eyed Pea woman?
The Black Eyed Pea woman? No idea.
I saw the other day on TikTok. No, it wasn't TikTok, but a video of her singing the national anthem at some point that was not good.
I am moving on, Adam, to the only source of real news in the world. That is the Weekly World News. And this is going to be from the Weekly World News from March 3rd of 1998. Scientist wants to clone JonBenet Ramsey.
Was this before or after she... Did they ever figure out what happened to her?
No, and no one knew the name JonBenet Ramsey until she died. You know that, right? So it's like any time that you have to say, is this before she died or whatever? It's like no one knew who JonBenet Ramsey was until...
No, we don't even know if she's dead or not. That's the thing. She disappeared.
So she's living with Elvis and Bigfoot somewhere?
She disappeared and nobody knows. That's what I'm saying. Did they ever figure anything out? Maybe they did.
They never found her body, but they found blood. In the room where she was tied up and stuff, and I
feel like you're making that up. They found blood. Yeah, they found blood. What happened to John?
Yes. Look it up, Adam. Look it up. I want to hear. Let's stop the music. Stop the music. No, I just want now. I just want to know what happened. What happened to JonBenet Ramsey, Adam?
I thought you had looked.
I am reading an article from the Weekly World News about JonBenet Ramsey. I'm not looking.
Her name is hard to spell.
Because in Switzerland, the world's leading geneticist has made a stunning offer to the grieving family of little JonBenet Ramsey. I'll clone your daughter.
There's an article about some woman in... what happened to JonBenet Ramsey?
You still haven't looked it up?
Okay, she was a 6-year-old beauty pageant who was found... Oh, dead. She was found dead.
Yes.
Oh, I thought she was missing. Then we know what happened to her. But I thought she was missing.
We didn't know who killed her.
Yeah, no charges were ever filed.
Yeah,
no charges were ever filed. There was a school teacher who falsely confessed, and the case remains unsolved. I thought there must be somebody that was missing. But anyway, that's fine.
Missy Witt? Are you perhaps conflating it with Missy Witt?
Witt is dead. We know Missy Witt is dead. She's not missing.
Adam, just tons and thousands, millions of people have their birthday on March 3rd every single year, but we'd like to say happy birthday to just a few of them today. Happy birthday, Jessica Biel. You've turned 41. Lil Flip, you've turned 42. And David Faustino turned 49. Do you remember David Faustino from Married with Children? He was Bud. Remember that little Bud from Married with Children?
I didn't know that was his name, but yeah, I know who he is. I know him. Doesn't he voice the dog on King of the Hill or something? Or isn't he?
I believe you're thinking of the redheaded kid. Matthew Marsden turned 50. And you know what? Maybe he does. Maybe he's the one that voices not the dog.
He is redheaded. He was in Austin Powers as well, right?
No, I think David Faustino may voice Chris on Family Guy, the son.
Wait, who's the guy who was in? I thought he was in Married with Children as well, and he was in the Austin Powers movies. The redheaded guy.
No idea.
Okay.
No.
Seth Green.
Seth Green.
Oh.
Yeah, Seth Green was not in Married with Children.
Oh, I guess he looks a little like this David Faustino guy. Okay, keep going.
Okay, we're out of music now. Ira Glass turned 64 and also born on this day, but no longer with us. Alexander Graham Bell. Hey, from each and every one of us here to each and every one of you there who may be celebrating a birthday, happy birthday to you.
I didn't think it was possible for us to run out of music.
Happy birthday.
I thought you had set that on some kind of loop, and then you do some magic in the background and all that kind of stuff.
The test kitchen loop is on in infinite, right? So like during the I can keep that song, this one, I can keep that going, forever. But the happy birthday song is actually 2 minutes and 27 seconds long.
But you have a way to end it early.
Yes, I can end it with...
Yeah.
Right, so and the trick is to talk over the transition between the two. But the other one is just, he plays different verses at different speeds.
So why don't you just edit the first one to be longer?
I don't need it because I never need it. This is the first time that I've ever had to rush to get through it.
You never know. We're just having a behind the show.
Suddenly we're having like big discussions about, Seth Green and David Faustino.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Yeah, happy birthday, all of you. Fuck all you people. I have two things that I wanted to just talk about here really quickly. If I were to tell you that I wanted a margarita, what would you assume that I wanted?
It's basically like a daiquiri with tequila instead of rum.
It is very close. Yes, very close.
So you wanted some sort of fruit, like traditionally you would say it would be a lemon based or a lime, whatever, one of those, citrusy.
Yeah.
If you didn't specify a flavor, that is the flavor that you would get. But you can do strawberry, you can do mango,
just a straight up margarita.
And it's either on the rocks or it's slushy.
Right, or frozen. Yeah. So we went to this restaurant the other night because Zach's parents were down in Florida, and so we agreed to meet them for dinner. And so we go to it's called Ford's Garage, and it's a burger place. It's really good. And so we were there at Ford's Garage, and I noticed in their menu that they had, a strawberry margarita and a sangria margarita and a mango margarita and a bunch of, but they didn't just have like a regular margarita, but they did have a full bar, right? They had a full bar. So when the waiter came over, he's like, you know what? I I don't want any of these fruit margaritas. I just want a regular margarita. Can you do that? He's like, oh yeah. You mean a house margarita? I'm like, yes, that's what it would be called anywhere else in the universe. So yeah, a house margarita. Yes. He goes away, and when he brings my drink back, it is red, which, a margarita, just a regular house margarita would be made with tequila and then lime and simple syrup, right? That's basically how you make a margarita. So you salt the rim of a glass.
I do want to call out, and I don't think this is the reason he was confused, but I do want to call out that you said, I don't want any fruit flavored, whatever.
No,
Lime
I didn't want
fruit.
any of the. No, I said I don't want it. Do you guys just have a regular? Here's the thing. So, and I'm sorry, triple sec. I'm sorry, forgot that. So triple sec margarita, triple sec tequila, lime, and simple syrup. That's basically a margarita, with a salted rim. So he brings back over this red drink, and I'm just like, but it's got what I think is salt around the rim. And so I'm like, let me try it. So I try it. Of course, it's not salt around the rim of the glass. It's sugar. So it was now a sugared rim, and it was the sangria margarita. So it was made with sangria, which what the fuck is that?
Oh, sangria is not okay. I could see where he got confused, because sangria is a wine drink. Now, wine is technically fermented grapes, which are fruit. However, he was thinking strawberry, banana, mango, whatever. Sangria, he may not know what that is either. So he's like, this is not fruit.
He's
didn't
not
even know what it was.
The drinks. There's a bartender there. So when he comes back, I'm like, what is this? And he's like, oh, it's a sangria margarita. And I'm like, oh, no, I just wanted tequila, lime, simple syrup over the rocks. Just, a margarita. I don't remember if I said triple sec or not, but I basically told him the ingredients. And he's like, oh, okay, let me take care of it. And so he goes back, and then he comes back a little bit later and drops a drink off in front of me, which is orange. so we're, getting closer.
Well, I feel like it's getting lost in translation. Maybe you should just go up to the bar and tell the bartender, hey, I want.
Yeah, it was a mango margarita. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to drink the mango margarita.
Why didn't you? Was it the keto thing? Was that why you were trying to avoid? Because
no, I like just a regular margarita. I enjoy a regular margarita. Like if I'm at Chili's or something, I'll get just a presidential margarita, whatever. I like the lime taste of margaritas. I don't want a strawberry or a... I
don't like margaritas at all because I do not like the taste of tequila. Blah.
Because today at Disney, we were eating at Skipper Cantina. I had a margarita there as well.
Oh,
all right. And then the final thing that I want to cover with you, Adam, is that I listen to your show every day, your solo podcast that you do, The Geeky Gay, found at thegeekygay.com.
Uh-huh.
And you've recently taken to telling people the day of the year that you're recording. So like,
no, I've been doing that for a long time.
Okay.
Oh, you mean like today is National Bologna Day or whatever?
Yes,
yeah, okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Now we do that in the segment of our show, the Test Kitchen segment of the show. We always do that because that is some of the information that is compiled by our executive producer. But what I want you to know, Adam, is almost every day of the year has like 10 or 20 choices as to what today is. You don't have to read us. If you read us all 10 or 20 of the choices, then that means next year you won't have anywhere to go. It's like, remember, you used to play a game on this show where you would play a theme song to a television show and I had to guess whose birthday it was from the show?
Uh-huh.
Do you know why?
Can I just say no? Because you're a sourpuss.
No. Do you know why we stopped doing it?
No, because you wanted to stop.
No,
That's why we stopped.
Because I was remembering the show from the year before. It's like I wasn't actually guessing who on Full House had a birthday. I remembered. Oh, you know what? It was Full House.
That was my favorite.
Like,
that was my favorite segment. Everyone, and Daniel made me stop because he's
if
like,
you
I
want
don't
to
like that
update it,
anymore.
no. What I'm saying is that you were using the same celebrities every year, and so it became, just a memory thing of like, oh yeah, I remember that Jamie Farr, because you played MASH in March last year, and it was Jamie Farr. My point is, Adam.
Yes.
I fear for you. Now, I also, because I listen to your show every day, I also know that the slightest bit of criticism will spiral you into.
I was gonna say, could you have started that segment with, "Hi, I'm Daniel. I really love your show."
If you need any advice, what I'm trying to say, Adam, is if you need any advice on how to do, the days.
What I'm going to say, Daniel, is I will take that constructive criticism, and as I've been learning as a product manager, I can't say yes to everything because my developers only have so much time. But what you say, instead of just saying no, you say, you know what, I'm going to put that on my backlog. And
Adam, I feel like
what I'll say is I'm going to take that in. I'm going to put it on my backlog. We're going to see. We're going to look at it. We're going to prioritize it against the other things. We'll figure it out.
No,
we'll create
Adam,
a Jira
don't
card.
Understand. You don't understand. What you need to approach this from yes, like any good improv. Yes, and so Adam, I feel like you're using too many days of the week in your show every day. You're going to run out of material. Yes, and that's exactly what I meant to do. Daniel, shut the fuck up. Something like that. See, it's like
if only there were any other shows you could listen to who don't do that.
If you'd like to send us an email, you can do so. Our email address is contact@mixminuspodcast.com. You can also leave us a voicemail, 707-61-DEATH. That is our phone number. Or you can go to our, http:/voicemail.mix-podcast.com. You can point there with your browsing device on your cellular telephone and leave us a voice message that way at a much higher quality, kind of a thing. I'll be here next week. Are you going to be here next week, next Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday.
Mark will still not be back until Saturday.
Friday, March 10th, 10 p.m. It's over.